So I know sometimes we all wake up first thing in the morning and ask, what in the world am I gonna make for dinner tonight? People do that, right? The first thing I think about is what they're gonna eat later. That's like me. Well, today I'm gonna show you the perfect recipe that you can make any time of the year, any day of the week, and it is sure to be a hit. This is my burrito bowl bake. I know. I'm very excited about this one. It is a one-pan wonder, a total crowd pleaser, and it's super easy to customize. So just in case you got any picky eaters in your house or some like vegetables hanging around, you can chuck it in this and force everybody to eat it in a burrito bowl, which is such a delight. So the first thing we need to do is get started on our veg. Now, as I said, this is a one-pan wonder. I absolutely love dishes like this because you only dirty up one pan. I like to serve it in this as well, so I'm going with a cute one. It's gonna be perfect. Now, into there, I'm gonna add in some butter. Now, if you wanted to do this vegan, you could use any sort of oil, but I'm going in with about 2 tablespoons of butter because I'm in a butter mood today, not gonna lie. When am I not in a butter mood though? Like that's the real question. Now I've got my pan over about medium-high heat, so that is nice and hot. As you can see, that butter's starting to brown a little bit. So I'm gonna quickly get some veg in there. I've got a sweet potato here that I've diced about 1 inches cubed kind of situation. Give that a little bit of a stir just to get everything combined. And then into there, I'm gonna go in with an onion. So I've got 1 red onion. You can use any type of onion. I just like red because they're a little bit sweeter when they cook down. Really nice color too. So I'm going in with a red onion that is thinly sliced. Looking beautiful. Give that a little bit of a season with some salt, maybe a bit of pepper. Doesn't that smell good? Yeah. Brown butter, or like kind of starting to turn into like burnt butter. It just smells like toast to me. Butter, brown butter is just like free flavor. You're just amping up the flavor of butter, which is already delicious, so it's a win-win. Now, I'm also gonna add in some bell pepper. So I've got a bell pepper over here. You could do any color you've got hanging around. Even if you wanted to do some cauliflower in there, that would be beautiful. But for the bell pepper, I'm using a red today, and I wanted to show you how I like to break mine down. So what I like to do is just kind of cut down the side, and then you kind of just roll around. Does this make sense to anybody else? It kind of feels fancy and chefy, but it's honestly super simple. Then you end up with all those seeds right here. Not my first rodeo. I'm also gonna just chop the end off because I actually want my pieces to be about 1 inch. So just give that a chop. Anytime I'm chopping a pepper too, I like to go from the inside out. I find if you go from the outside in, the skin can be a little bit tough sometimes to get through, especially if your knives aren't sharp. First thing this morning, my husband Aaron was cutting me up an apple to go with my breakfast. It was very nice. And he accidentally dropped the apple in our bowl of eggs that had been whisked because our knives aren't sharp. So I'm sorry, Aaron, I will sharpen the knives at home. The knives here are quite sharp, but again, if you have dull knives at home like we do right now, I'm not gonna lie, cutting from the inside out will make it so much easier to get through that skin. You're not gonna be like chasing those peppers around. All right, so I got a good nice dice on those, nice and chunky. So I'm gonna add those into the pan as well. Just pop those in. Those peppers are gonna bring a nice sweetness into here. If you want a little bit of heat, you could go in with some jalapenos. That would be delicious. You could do some poblano if you got some on hand. I'm gonna add a little bit more salt just to get those peppers cooking down. And as you can see, I'm already starting to get a little bit of color on those veg. I want this to cook over that medium-high, medium heat for about 5 minutes, just to start to develop that color. So while that's doing its thing and getting nice and golden, I'm just gonna chop up my garlic. Now, for this recipe, I want like a nice kind of soft garlic flavor throughout the whole dish. So as opposed to mincing it, I'm just gonna thinly slice up 2 cloves of garlic. When you cut garlic bigger, it actually tastes less strong. I know that sounds opposite, but the bigger the garlic is when you cook it, the less punchy that garlic flavor is. So this is gonna be nice and sweet and totally delish. If I were to mince it, it would be a little punchier, a little bit more like garlic bread, a little more like garlic breathy. Not the worst thing in the world, but not what I'm going for. All right, now once those veg have cooked down for about that 5-minute mark, that's when I'm adding in the garlic. I don't want to burn my garlic. Garlic tastes not great when you get it burnt. We don't want that. We just want a little bit of heat there. But now I'm going to start building flavors even more. So since I promised you a burrito bake, we're going in with kind of my version of like a Tex-Mex spice. If you just have a packet of tacos at home and you have that little flavor packet, chuck it in there. It'll be perfect. If you got that like thing that's just Tex-Mex seasoning, use that, feel free. But I always have a ton of spices on hand. So for my Tex-Mex seasoning, I like to do about 2 teaspoons of chili powder. This is where my memory comes in handy. I'm gonna remember all my measurements. It's gonna be good. I have faith in myself. So 2 teaspoons of chili powder for a little bit of smoky kind of spiciness. I'm going in with a teaspoon of cumin as well. Cumin's really, really nice. It's got a really nice kind of almost lemony, smoky flavor. It's really meaty, which is perfect because I'm actually making this dish vegetarian today. Full veg, no meat. If you wanted to do chicken, I would do skin on, bone in chicken thighs. Give them a sear before any of those veg go in. Take them out, then we'd finish cooking them later. You could also throw tofu in here too. But for a little bit more of that garlic flavor, we've got that beautiful sliced garlic. I'm going with garlic powder too. Just a teaspoon of that gives you almost like roasted garlic flavor, which is absolutely beautiful, and I didn't even have to do anything. What a delight. Now, a teaspoon of smoked paprika. As you can tell, we're really emptying out our spice cabinet right now. Smoked paprika is great. I consider it the bacon of the spice cupboard. Super smoky, really tasty. Now we're going with a teaspoon of oregano. Bet you didn't think I'd be listing off so many spices today. Oregano, dried oregano is really nice. Again, kind of lemony, really tasty, totally different flavor than fresh oregano. And then finally, I'm going in with half a teaspoon of onion powder. Onion powder is a delicious thing unless you use too much of it. If you use too much of it, it tastes really gross. Not good, don't like it. But a little bit of it, really tasty. Nice and sweet and wonderful. Half a teaspoon is perfect. Give that a little bit of a stir, and you actually want to toast those spices. I don't know about you, but every time I read a cookbook or a food magazine, it's like, replace your spices every 3 months. Is anybody doing that? No. No. I'm not. First off, you buy the bag and it's this big. I'm like, I'm not eating that much. But honestly, if you toast them up, they get their flavor back. They taste nice and delicious. If you have spices that have been hanging out in there for like 3, 4, 5, 6 decades, that might need a little bit extra spice. They might just taste like weird dust, but that's okay too. That's your flavor profile, go for it. All right, I've toasted those spices off for about 30 seconds to a minute along with that garlic. Now we're gonna add in our protein. So for the protein, I'm going in with just a can of drained and rinsed black beans. Black beans are perfect. They're really tiny, they're creamy, they're super tasty, tons of protein, tons of vitamins and minerals. So I'm going in with those. I've just drained and rinsed those straight from the can. Then I'm also going in with rice, because rice and beans is like a perfect kind of protein matchup together. Super tasty. So I'm going in with a cup of long grain white rice. Don't use brown rice. This will take 82 years to bake. It's not gonna work. So we're going in with that white rice, just about a cup. Scatter that right on over top. I know, guys, we're all going into the pool. I'm very excited about it. Give that a good stir, and I want that rice just to toast and pick up some of those beautiful spices. Smells delicious in here. I love a burrito bowl, but like a one-pan burrito bowl, what a delight. All right, that's looking perfect. Now I'm gonna add in my liquid. So for the liquid, I need 3 cups of broth. You could use chicken broth, you could use vegetable broth. I'm going in with vegetable broths today. Even if you have bouillon. I know bouillon kind of got a bum rap for a while. People didn't really like it, but honestly, I love it. It's fantastic. There's some that's jars and it's kind of a paste, delicious. The little cubes, fantastic. If you use those, crumble in one of those and then add in 3 cups of water. I'm just going in with this, looking beautiful. It comes up almost immediately to a simmer. I'm gonna turn the heat off now. Now, if I was doing those chicken thighs, I would re-add them on top of here, give that a little bit of a stir, and then what I'm gonna do is pop a lid on. If you don't have a pan that has a lid, feel free to use some aluminum foil. I'm going with a lid. Then all I need to do is pop this into a 350-degree oven for 45 minutes, just to bake, covered. Then I'm gonna remove that lid, let it go for another about 15 to 20, and you are gonna end up with the most delicious, kind of crispy, wonderful burrito bake. So let's take a little gander. It smells really good in here, I'm not gonna lie. It kind of smells like nachos, and it's the best. Oh my gosh, this looks perfect. When you bake it covered and then uncover it, that rice gets perfectly fluffy, totally delicious. All those vegetables are tender and wonderful. Like, that looks like a delicious dinner. Honestly, this just as a main, if you wanted, you could add chicken on there. You could do tofu if you were feeling it. I'd steer clear of cooking fish in the oven with that because that'd be very overcooked fish, not gonna lie. But it's really, really tasty. You could also do that as a side dish, really nice. But now we have to top it. This is my favorite part. This is where this burrito bowl really gets to shine. It kind of turns into like, again, nachos. That's why I like a burrito bowl. It's kind of like eating nachos for dinner. What a delight. So the first thing I'm going to chat about is avocado. So everybody loves an avocado. We all do. It's creamy. It's a fruit, which is like, what? So good. My trick when I'm looking for a ripe avocado, don't squeeze it. I know you want to see if it's that nice kind of tender, wonderful avocado, but what you want to do is actually look for this little kind of nubbin at the end. Maybe don't let them see you doing this, because I don't know if you're supposed to, but this is what I'm going to say to do. Just kind of try to pry it out. If it's a little bit loose, you might be good. Well, let's see if we can get this guy. Oh, yeah, he's a good one. Don't do it with a spoon. Usually it pries out. But what you're looking for is it to be green on the inside, which this one you can't quite see, but it is perfectly green on the inside. That is going to be a good avocado. It should come out pretty easily, and it should be nice and green. If it's a little not green, don't use it, gonna be sad. And if it's too hard to come out, that's gonna be not ripe enough. So if you wanna eat your avocado tonight, don't get that one. Now, to cut your avocado, obviously we go around. I feel like everybody's seen this, everybody's done it before. I usually kind of get down to the pit and then just kind of roll my knife along, just around that pit, do a bit of a twist, and my main, oh, that's a nice avocado. That's a pretty good avocado, yeah. Now, the trickiest part anytime you're dealing with an avocado is getting this little pesky guy out. So, the trick is, first off, protect yourself. Get some sort of a kitchen towel or something. Pop that avocado in your hand just to protect your hand. Then you want to get a good knife, like a good heavy knife, and just kind of with the butt end of it, just give it a little bit of a tap. Okay? Twist. If it does, oh, there we go, we got it. Now we got that pit out. Now my question to you is how to get this pit off. Some people do the thing where they bring it to the garbage and they whack it. You know, a little dangerous. Some people try to pry it off this way. Don't do that, that's very dangerous. The trick that you wanna do is actually go from the back of the knife. So get your hand and just reach around the back of the knife and just pinch. It falls right off super simply, total breeze, and you're never gonna cut your hand that way because you're at the dull side of the knife, so you're good to go. Now, I'm gonna chop this baby up. I like to actually kind of go in with my spoon first. Get that out of there, pop it down, and then just give it a slice or a dice. We'll go in with a bit of a slice today. I love an avocado. It's super tasty. It's creamy. It's almost like the sour cream of the fruit world, which is a delight in my opinion. All right, now to top off this beautiful nacho bake, I'm gonna add some of that avocado on, whether it's sliced, whether it's diced. Beautiful, beautiful. And then you just wanna top it with whatever kind of garnishes you'd like. I have got here a little bit of sour cream. I'm gonna add like little dollops of that kind of right all over top. Looking beautiful. I'm a big sour cream fan. If you're looking to make this a little bit healthier, you could do skyr or Greek yogurt on here would be beautiful. A little bit, maybe extra avocado just for fun, some dice, so we got some of that. Then I'm going in with some lime wedges for a little bit of citrus. This is the thing, when I do this, I like garnishing it right in the pan. If you have picky eaters at home, feel free to put this array out so everyone can kind of pick and choose what they're looking for. Then I'm gonna go in with some salsa, because I can't say no to a sauce. A little bit of a dollop, creamy, beautiful, delish. Oh my gosh, I feel like a painter making a painter's palette. I could do this for 47 years, I'm so sorry. This is like a thrill to me. Little bit of feta cheese, obviously, for a little bit of salt. If you can find like cotija cheese or queso fresco, that would be delicious as well. I love a pickled jalapeno. This is honestly the hardest part of the recipe, is getting all these toppings on here. A little bit of green onion, and then of course, we've also got some cilantro. I'm a cilantro girl. If you're not a fan, feel free to leave it off, but I love that beautiful kind of bright citrusy flavor of that cilantro all over the top. And then top it with some hot sauce. Yeah! This looks like a feast for the winning. I'm very excited. I'm gonna dig in though. Let's give it a taste, shall we? Okay. Okay, got those beans, got that little bit of sweet potato, got some sour cream. That is amazing. Honestly, serve leftovers up wrapped in a tortilla and you have got one heck of a burrito. Hey, Mary here. What did you think? Drop your comments below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more of the good stuff.